Oh,
you guys, we need to talk about this Michael Jackson documentary. Last night, HBO aired the second part of their Leaving Neverland documentary, which features two men, Wade Robson and James Safechuck, who allege that the pop star repeatedly sexually abused them as young children. The documentary's airing was followed by an after show hosted by the one and only Oprah Winfrey, where she sat down with Michael's accusers and the film's director, Dan Reed, to further discuss the allegations. Oprah, who's been receiving a lot of criticism from fans who don't believe the accusations, said she knew what she was getting herself into, saying, quote, "For me, this movie transcends Michael Jackson. It allows us to see societal corruption. It's like a scourge on humanity. If it gets you to see how it happens, then some good would have come of it." Michael's family and his estate have filed a lawsuit against HBO, calling the film a public lynching and a money grab. In a statement read by Oprah last night, Jackson's family said, in part, they're furious people would believe the words of these two admitted liars without a shred of proof or a single piece of evidence. Now, ladies, I know this is a hard subject to discuss, but where do you guys stand on these allegations and the film?
I feel like I think it is HBO's duty to let us know if these people were compensated. I understand that they're saying they didn't get paid, but there could be some sort of compensation. And I think that for me watching this, I've only seen the first part.
Yeah.
It is a lot to handle. I mean, so many of us love Michael Jackson. He's someone who's iconic. He is the soundtrack to many people's childhoods. He broke barriers in so many different ways for music and the world in general. So it is hard to watch. I personally want to know, were they compensated?
Well, I
anything,
do
and
have
what
that
their
information
motive
for
is.
you. Dan Reed, the director of Leaving Neverland, has defended the documentary, and he has said that the two accusers were not paid to appear in the film and have no financial interest whatsoever in the future, past, or present
Were
interest.
they compensated for any of the footage? Were they compensated for...
It says right here,
You know what I'm
nothing.
saying? Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, you know, I think that my issue is with these parents. If you look, first of all, I would recommend everybody
To watch.
look at it and watch it.
You have to
But
figure
I
out.
also want to remind people, this is not a court of law. That's a documentary, okay? So that's a one-sided documentary where they're giving their testimony. I do want to say that when I was a kid, my mom loved Al Green, the singer. But if Al Green, the singer, came to my mom and said, let Lonnie stay with me for a week, she would say no, okay? I want to say that.
Yeah.
Also, I have some concerns because Wade Robson, who is featured in the Robson, was featured in the, he testified in 2003 when he was 23 years old that Michael had not sexually abused or assaulted him. And it seems like, well, isn't that perjury? And so we asked our legal people, and they said that according to the law, when recanting a story, especially with alleged child abuse, victims can take back their statements, and a perjury defense would not hold. Because I was wondering, I'm like, why is he, you know, and now he's changing his tune. I will say this. I've never been sexually molested, but I have had men say things to me when I was a young girl, and I never forgot it. So sometimes people handle, you know, sexual molestation differently. Sometimes they withhold it. But there's something going on with these parents. It's something with the parents. And even if you watch the documentary, at times they were giggling, they were laughing. And we want to believe something. Something is going on and needs to be more investigations. I will say that the FBI did investigate it years ago, and he was never found guilty.
True. Wade Robson actually said the reason why he wanted to do this documentary was that he first started to think about the behavior being abused when he had a son. So now that he's a father, he said he began to learn about how children think.